Hey guys, welcome to another mopping up of collectibles episode of Gears 5. Post main playthrough, deep playthrough. Finally, I found the last collectible in chapter 1, act 1, chapter 3. This is my fourth time I'm running through the game. I think I've only uploaded one time thereof, otherwise it will be just too repetitive. And I was like, where the hell is it? Because it's not even such a big chapter. You come in, you fight some joofies when your helicopter is down. Then you're in like a small newspaper building. There's a small fight over there. Then you come through the rooftops in over there, and here there's a pretty big street fight with snipers and some pouncers at the end. Then you run through a little street over there with some shops in it, a couple of joofies, and then you have like this big plaza where there are like three main fights. One is the initial assault with regular drones. Then you get like the Lancer GL, and there's a Scion with a boom shot coming along. Then you need to man a turret to fend off more drones coming in, and a lot of grenadiers, which are quite tricky. And then you have two pouncers, and after that a snatcher. So that is the whole chapter, and actually the main areas are like a little newspaper building over here, back over there. There's like this street area where we are now, and you have the main area over there with a little shopping street in between, and also like a crest condor site where nothing much happens, you just walk through it. And I've been going through it for 4 times now, and the battles are pretty lengthy, so it's really quite a time investment. And I was almost like, man, I did get a bit more of a sense of where it should be, because if you look here at chapter 3, you see like it's a bit in the middle. It's not totally at the start, and it's not totally at the end. It's over here. And then I opened these dog tags, and it actually said Cog tags fallen gear at Condor crash. So that's of course a big hint, because that means that the collectible is before the Condor crash, and the Condor crash is just after we exit this area and we go in that direction. I was actually thinking it might be near the Condor crash, so I was already after just finishing the fight here with the pouncers and a lot of regular drones and some snipers, I was ready to go on out to the Condor and check whether it's somewhere there. I know for sure it's not after the Condor, but I thought it may be near the Condor, just before it. And then I was walking over here, and this is really, really sneakily hidden. Because even if you are here, you don't see it. And this really is an area where you're not really... Hey, I can actually come out over here. That could also be one of the areas it could have been. Wasn't aware of that. Anyways, this is like really sneakily hidden. If you're like over here, you're walking around. It is that but I noticed I was just, I don't know why, just running around over here, and then I saw the button prompt. And I didn't even see it. But here it is, guys. Finally. Here we go. Storied Embry Star, an Embry Star medal. The inscription reads, Private Dominic Santiago, ES, for courage. Alright, this was really, really a hard one to find. But I got a bit lucky, and I'm happy for that. Perseverance wins today. That's also a thing. I just refused to leave before I found it. So now we are going to Act 2, Chapter 1 in the beginning. And there's not really, I already checked it, there is not really I think that is the I'm actually thinking this is at Outsider Village, but I'm not sure. But there's not really like an indication from these collectibles of where it is. At least I couldn't really find it or saw it. This is that village indeed, so it's at the start of the village. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's get it. Of course, I totally don't know that. It shouldn't be too hard. I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's like super hard. No idea. What was that, by the way? I forgot. I think it was Act 2, Chapter 2 or something. Where... No, it was Chapter 1. Or not. Actually, that's also fine. I found all components in Act 1. That's good. There are some... I didn't find all components. I missed 9 components in Act 3. And I missed 5 components in Act 2. But I sure hope that those don't count towards the 100%. Because you really have to play the whole game and find them all. Because they're not locked, they're not saved. Once you start over, you lose them all. So it's really hard to... They all respawn, so it's really hard to know which one you picked up earlier and which ones you found new. Anyways, I do think it was recruitment drive. Let's just take the chance. Holy shit, what's this?
You know, we've convinced a lot of outsiders to come over to the cockpit fight, but I got a feeling this nut's gonna be a little tougher to crack.
Yeah, I have the same feeling.
Alright, so it's, I think, just somewhere in this village. And of course, that's also easier said than done. It could be anywhere. There are lots of nooks and crannies here. But at least now I know a bit of how sneaky the developers can be. They really can put it where you do not expect it. God damn it. And I think I upgraded Jack. Whatever. It reverted. But I do think it remembers, even if I load a different chapter, I do think it remembers all the components that I picked up during this session.
Hey, wow, it's the car.
During
Welcome.
this save. Anyways, I know a bit what the developers are thinking, so I also really should, if I cannot find it easily, I really should check out like things like maybe even in a little bucket like that you cannot really see it from afar, but it is there. So it's not only about watching around and looking for something that flickers. It can also be That you do not see it flickering from afar, but that it is there, but just out of sight.
Problem is, there's nothing left out there.
Die, fascist, die!
He has like a wooden lancer. And the wooden lancer, I also found one. We have like this flute. And we have like this fallen gear helmet. Lost gear helmet. I have no idea anymore where I found those in this section. So they don't really give me an indication of where to look. For instance, like in the previous episode, that I knew it was the missing collectible was before the Condor crash site. I don't have such indication currently, but I do have a pretty strong indication that it's somewhere at the beginning of this chapter, which is very mighty nice. That means I do not have to replay it, like half of it, I hope. Should be somewhere around here, I'd say.
Maybe. No, that's not gonna work. Mobile core's shot.
So can you get it running?
Actuator's okay, so maybe.
What about the muscle wax?
That's not a problem.
The muscle wires is what he said.
Not too bad. Kind of like a motor, except, arm.
Poor fishies. Of course I'm a hypocrite. I'm a herbivore as well. Although I would like to stop it, or at least stop the cruel treatment of animals in the bio industry. Where animal suffering really is not a factor in the equation of profits or of sound business doing. It's all about profits. If they can make 10 cents a kilo more on meat while doubling the animal suffering, I think a lot of those meat factories will not hesitate to go with it, and that's of course terrible. Sorry, I'm just babbling out loud some thoughts that just spring to mind. Not directly relevant for the playthrough we're doing, the mopping up. Let's check out the time. Still some time left. 16 minutes on the timer.
Keep back, Cog. There's nothing you can do.
Ooh, I was almost like, is that a collectible? But it's not. Pretty cool texture of that tarp or plastic cover. Really like a bit weathered. Looks pretty cool.
More of a greenish brown.
Tried pouring some booze on it. Seemed to help.
I bet it hurt though. I know you lost some people in the last attack.
Couple.
It's such a cool universe they created.
Well, tell me about your hand.
You know, hurts.
Otherwise, how are you feeling?
I'm alive. Couple friends off. Better to go down to those things and get mine. So I count my blessings. Then,
good news is, you'll make it. You need rest, though.
That's fine. Not all morning. Big man gave me the day off.
You don't mind, I need to check on some of my other patients.
It's okay, Doc. And thank you.
Well, you're welcome. But again, those collectibles can be anywhere. Out of sight, inside. I don't know why, but I really enjoy. I actually enjoy this part more than the primary playthrough. Because the primary playthrough, I was all the time anxious about whether I would hit a brick wall and whether it would be become even harder. And now I'm pretty down with the mechanics and the enemy variety and stuff. And I can with more peace of mind just enjoy the world, so to say. Only thing I'm a bit worried about is I really don't have a lot of components that I'm picking up now, of course. Because I'm just only doing pieces of acts. And the further I get, it could be that I have to, while searching for the missing components further on, get through some really hard fights, and then if you don't really have like
They get it warm enough here to grow tomatoes?
cool,
I'm impressed.
if you don't have enough components for pretty solid upgrades, I think fights that were initially already quite hard can become a whole lot harder.
What are you looking at?
Like for instance, there is this ice lake level or section. Yes, nice. Here it is. Woohoo! Ilima city license plate. Ilima, one of the cities the riftworm sunk. This plate's a long way from home. Very nice. But anyways, for instance, an ice lake section. If you don't have, for instance, yeah, flash freeze I do have. I do have the basic ones, but still, it can be quite hard going through the game without jack upgrades. So I hope I won't hit a brick wall while in a further level having to get through a fight to get to a section where the collectible probably is, and then hitting a brick wall because I don't have enough components for decent
I
upgrades.
still can't believe that Marcus, Baird, and Cole were the ones who killed this riftworm. From the inside. With their chainsaws. Actually, I can believe it.
Pretty cool. Alright, do I now want to continue here to get more components? No, because if I do that, I can just as well go through the whole game to get components. I'm looking for collectibles, so I have to stick with that. Let's get to another section. The next section with missing components. Right. Ah, damn, how can I... No, I need to get out of here. Where can I see? I think I can see it over here. Here we go. Next one we need Chapter 2, all at the end. So here I really have to work my way through a whole chapter to get to the components. Let's see if there's any indication of where it approximately is. Lena's journal. Barely ducked the swarm raid on her new home, only for Freddy to eat a bullet from a goddamn DB at Jameson Depot. Why are you up here, Cock? He's dead. Only Norsko and I now. What a disaster. Talked it over with Norsko. We're going to try calling for help in the morning. Need to check the radio towers. We'll start with the northernmost one first. Maybe one of them still works. Not holding my breath. Norsko keep asking me, Lena, why did we leave? Why did we think it'd be better? I don't have an answer. Holy shit, this can become really difficult. Because this is like the Act 2, Chapter 2. This is the ice section. So that is not like a small area or something. I'm really not quite sure how I'm going to tackle this, but let's just see where we end up. Act 2, Chapter 2. Kate and Dell ride into the mountains of Northern Terrace in search of a hidden research facility. Searching for clues about their connection to the swarm, Kate and Dell enter New Hope. Kate and Dell head to the comm towers. Kate and Dell head below the ice in search of a hidden research facility at the base of Mount Kadar. Alright, so it's more or less in the beginning of the ice section. So that, yeah, borders it off a bit, I hope. So, and there it's at the end. Here we go. And it's supposed to be at the end. It's still a pretty big area. I think it's the area with the train tracks and stuff.
So you haven't said a word in a while. How you doing?
Well, the good news is I'm starting to get the hang of this thing, which has been a nice distraction. Look, I'll be okay. It's just hard to believe Uncle's really gone.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for asking about how I'm doing, by the way.
Thanks for driving. Exhausting as it looks.
Very much so.
Yeah, I could stop everywhere and check, go.
Hey, I'm sorry for the way JD treated you back at the village. He's just
searching, but let's just first try to get a bit to the end.
Yo, stop! We got a gate ahead. And from the look of it, this wall's pretty recent too.
Definitely new car.
But what I am not sure about
Get around and find a way to open this thing.
Look,
is whether
JD kept a big secret from you.
those collectibles are only...
You told us, you see. He didn't.
Yeah. Right. Hey, out there. Is that New Hope?
Whether they're only at the primary campaign or whether they can also be
Doesn't look far. Just gotta
inside missions.
You know what pisses me off most of all? Seeing JD pal around with Fox. Like, when did that happen?
Jin's had him running missions together for months. What do you expect? Something up ahead. Armory. Guess we help ourselves.
Alright, what do I want? Lens or GL?
Let's figure out a way to open this door.
Jack, the door open. Check it out. Jack just found a map of the area.
Right, now what?
Okay, let's go. Now for the gate. Jack, do the honors.
Wow, that was surprisingly easy.
All right, we're done here. Let's get back on the skiff.
I'm not sure
Hey,
whether
Make sure we store a couple of weapons on the skiff. You know, for emergency.
location complete, whether that means that you also got all collectibles or not. I think that message mostly pops up anytime you are through our location.
Kids, you read? Marcus, you back in New Affair yet?
Just landed. Are you close to New Hope?
Almost. Question, how will we know when we're there?
Officially, New Hope never existed. It was disguised as Jameson's shipping depot. So look for tracks and follow.
Tracks. Got it.
Right, I'm also checking it out here a bit. Maybe I missed a relic weapon. That's the hard part. I have no idea whether stuff can also be like in the middle of nowhere over here. Like for instance here. Ah. What's this? Ah. This one I didn't find earlier. So that's a new one. At least not that I remember. So it's always, that's also a tooltip in the loading screen. Components and stuff are mostly with rubble and derelict pieces of mechanics and stuff. Like this. Probably not also here because there was already a component near the other one. Hey. Is that a... Holy shit, is this it? Yes, this is it. Woohoo! How lucky am I? Here we go. Islander Lost Earring, Delhier. You ever picked something up and feel like you caught some essence of whoever owned it? I feel like whoever wore this whooped a lot of ass. Whoa, I was really lucky here. The collectible in the previous episode, they took way longer to find than I expected. And this one I was really lucky because I was actually planning on moving through here quite quickly. Because it, according to the map, it was supposed to be somewhere near the end. And of course I'm not really sure what the beginning and the end is in an open area like this. But now I understand. I think our way through this area was at the objective is over there. So this is pretty close near the end exit of this area. So in that sense it's probably near the end. But it's also near the beginning because we come from over here. So you immediately yeah, are pretty close to this collectible, so to say. So it's quite confusing in an open map to determine beginning and end. And I'm babbling a lot, but this is a regular torque bow. Do I want it? Yes, why not? Alright, one down. Let's see where we will be heading next. Components found. 1 out of 106. That's not entirely true. I found way more. Anyways, we are going to... Yeah, I think one of the hardest ones. Chapter 3. That is Act 3, Chapter 3, and then totally in the middle of like this huge level. So this could be a really hard one. And this one is, I think, pretty easy. Although I hardly have any jack upgrades, so that will be really hard getting here probably. Because there are quite some big battles in that one, but we will just see how we will fare. But this one I'm most worried about. And I am wondering, I'm now at 97.7%, 0.8%. Do the collectibles alone make up the 100%? Yes, I think it does. This is the collectibles menu. So it, but I was like wondering if are only 2 collectibles 2.3%? And I think they are. Anywho, yes, making some quite good progress. This is all completed, so pretty nice. Only thing I'm a bit bummed out, but I'm not going to do that, is I didn't find all the components, but that's hardly doable. You really have to do a full second playthrough and super thorough, and then maybe you will find some more, because you cannot really. They all respawn, so there's no rhyme or reason to whether if you pick one up, whether you already picked it up before or whether it's a new one. So that is yeah, way harder. And I almost all the relevant upgrades in my initial playthrough for Jack, I had sufficient components for. There were maybe one upgrade that I didn't have, like for instance pulls that it I also had that one, that it shows weapons and items when you scan an area. There was one I think I did not have, but it was one that I would never have used anyways. An upgrade. And I'm only missing like 10 or 15 components from 160 in total or something. So it's a pretty good score, what I did find. Anyways, in the next episode we're going to chapter 3 and trying to get to the middle of it. Also, let's see, emergency loyalist. Yeah, that's the problem. This is also really doesn't give much of an indication of where it is on the map. And this is a really big map, I guess. But yeah, we will see when we get there. Guys, hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed it a lot. Hope to see you in the next one. And for the meantime, do keep on gaming. See you later.